ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम् आत्मानम् अखिलाधारम् आश्रयेभीष्टसिद्धये. So we were looking at the Anubandha Chatushtaya, where the four things connected with the text were first enumerated, and then in that we also saw who is a adhikari, correct, who is qualified for this jnanam, and then the adhikari is supposed to have what is called sadhana chatushtaya. So from Anubandha Chatushtaya, we went to Sadhana Chatushtaya through the Adhikari. And in the Sadhana Chatushtaya, there are Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, sixfold qualifications also is one of the sadhana amongst the four. All that we saw already. Then in the Anubandha itself, other than the Adhikari, the one who is qualified to study this text, what is the subject matter of the text? Okay, and what is the prayojanam and what is the sambandha? All these things also were briefly discussed already in the last class. We saw that. So the Vishaya is Jiva Brahma Aikyam Shuddha Chaitanyam is the Vishaya. That is the subject matter. That is the only subject matter, in fact, of the entire Vedanta, or even Veda also we can say, because that is the Tatparya, or that is where everything else also in the Veda we have to connect to this teaching. So even Purva Bhaga is there. It is there only for doing the karma as provided by the Veda, so that you can get over your natural tendencies. So if you do the same karma with Yoga Buddhi, it helps you in purifying your mind for Chitta Shuddhi. So the Purva Bhaga, the Karma Khanda is also useful that way. And within the Jnana Khanda, within the Upanishad also, there are so many things are there. Upasanas are there. And also Srishti Prakriya is all there, correct? Different ways, different Upanishads are talking about the Srishti. In one Upanishad, Tasmad etasmad atmanaha akasha sambhutaha, from akasha, vayu, vayor agnihi, like that, panchabhuta prakriya is there. But in Chandogya Upanishad, if you see, it talks about only three bhutas. So there are differences in the way different Upanishads are actually presenting the Srishti or creation. From this, what we understand is the Tatparya is not in presenting the Srishti itself. The Srishti is only talked about to account for the world which we are perceiving. Because there is a world which is being perceived, and you think that you are an individual in this world, all that has to be accounted for. And how does the Upanishad account for that? By showing that Brahman is the Karanam, Jagat Karanam. It is the cause of the entire world. So that's how Ishvara is presented. And Jiva is the individual. And then the Aikya means identity. So Aikya, many yoga people think that Aikya means you are joining, like that. Or union word and all is used for Aikyam by some people. That is a very confusing word, I think, because if you have union, then it will lead to disunion, in fact. So, Viyogantaha, Sanyogaha, like that. Also, there is a saying, correct? All unions will end up in, again, separation also. So, you cannot say Aikyam is not really union, it is identity. Identity is a better word. means Jiva and Brahman are one. You are already one with the Brahman. Okay. In fact, the teaching is not you will become Brahman or you will join Brahman or you will merge with Brahman. No. Teaching is you are Brahman. Correct? Or I am Brahman. So the teaching is very clear. You are already Brahman. You do not know that. So Brahman alone, not knowing that I am Brahman, learns from another Brahman Guru that I am Brahman. Okay. So it may sound weird, but that is how it is really speaking. So you are already Brahman, and it is a point that one has to understand and get clarity. And that is the whole sadhana. Okay. That is the whole pursuit, in fact. And here one has to know oneself as pure conscious being. This conscious being is limitless because that consciousness alone is Satyam. We will see that also later, how we can understand this consciousness itself as the limitless and source of all happiness, like that. Different ways, the same thing only, different words are used to reveal the same reality. That's what we have to understand. That reality is the one which should be known. That is the prameyam. Also here it was said. Now the prameyam here does not mean that it is a object like other objects. So this point also we already discussed, although it is a very important point. Therefore I am repeating. All knowledge which we have gained in our life, it is all objective knowledge. And in objective knowledge, you objectify everything through your sense organs, or if sense organs are not involved, still mind is there. So you know everything as an object of knowledge only, but yourself is the eternal subject. You can never objectify yourself, but more importantly, you need not objectify yourself to know yourself. You are self-existent and self-revealing reality. Therefore, all that is required is removal of ignorance about yourself. You wrongly identify yourself with actually objects of knowledge, really speaking, because your body mind sense complex itself is an object of your cognition. So this wrong identification alone has to go away. That is what we call as ignorance. You are already Brahman only. Okay, then the identity is established by itself. So, and all the Vedanta, they are only interested in teaching this. Everything else in the Upanishad, whether it is Upasana also, is helping you to gain a certain Chitta Ekagra. Correct? One pointedness of mind is also required. So, all the teachings of the Upanishads, you have to connect, because this is the only Vishaya really. So, that is the Prameya. Then the Sambandha also was given here. The book, between the book and the whatever, the Prameya, correct? So, tad Aikya Prameyasya, he says. Tad means Jiva Brahma here, Aikya. That is the Vishaya, and that Vishaya is revealed. Tat Padakaha. And Upanishad is the Pramana. So, basically, here again you can see the Triputi is talked about. Because whenever knowledge we talk, we have to talk about the Prameya, what is to be known. Then Pramana, what is the means of knowledge for that. And the Pramata, okay, the knower. So here knower is the Adhikari. In fact, knower has lot of qualifications. Then Upanishad is the Pramana. Upanishad is revealing your reality to yourself. In fact, Upanishad alone is not the Pramana. Upanishad through the words of the Guru. So the words of the Guru, the Upanishad words, which are spoken, which are taught by the Guru, they are alone pramana. And in that word mirror, you are seeing yourself, the reality of yourself, which transforms you. So you know your own reality. So there is a pramana vyapara, in fact. Whatever is happening in this class is really what we call pramana vyapara, means what? The means of knowledge is operating. It's an operation of the means of knowledge. When the means of knowledge is operating, knowledge takes place. Understand that. This is a very important thing. Knowledge does not depend on your will. So you have to know something as it is, correct? Just because you like apple, you cannot know orange as apple. So there is no will involved in knowledge. Understand that. Knowledge is always vastu tantra, we say. Whatever is to be known, you have to know it as it is. Your likes and dislikes, your will and all has no role to play. So when the pramana is operating, knowledge takes place. Knowledge should take place. If it does not take place, then we have to see either the pramana itself is defective. But in this case, Veda pramana through a qualified guru cannot be defective. The prameya is obviously yourself. It is always available. There is nothing there. There is no problem with the prameya. In fact, prameya or the subject matter to be known is always present. So even after that, if knowledge is not taking place, then the pramata is having some qualification issues. So one has to take care of that. So here the sambandha is bodhya bodhaka bhava sambandha is what the author here he is saying, or pratipadaka pratipadya sambandha also we say. Pratipadya pratipadaka sambandha. Some people even talk again here the sambandha he is talking about between the book and the subject matter. You can also talk about the sambandha between knowledge and moksha, correct? If you are talking like that, then Janya Janaka Sambandha also some people talk about, like the different types of Sambandha you can talk about. So even if you see some other types of Sambandha, the Sambandha is dependent upon the two things you are taking, correct? How those two are connected, are related, that's all we are seeing. So you can even talk about other types of Sambandhas, like Janya Janaka means that which is created or produced, the producer and produced Sambandha between the knowledge and moksha. That also sometimes it is talked about like that. And the prayojanam also we saw last time means ajnana nivritti. That's what I told you. We are not even creating any new jnanam. In fact, no knowledge is created. Understand that. My Guruji used to always say this. All knowledge is already there, correct? All knowledge is Ishvara. So all knowledge being there, all people still do not know means there is a covering. Ajnana is really an avarana. It is a covering. So jnanam in our case is basically removing the covering because all knowledge of Ishvara is already there. But in an individual upadhi, in an individual's mind, that all knowledge is covered. And the covering is removed by the vrittik jnanam, we say. Vrittik jnanam means what? The mind, the state of mind which is created when a pramana operates. Okay. So at that time, that veil is removed, covering is removed. It's all only removal. So ajnana nivritti means removal of ignorance, and that leads to swaswarupa ananda avapti, means you know yourself. You know yourself as the source of all happiness. Why Ananda is talked about suddenly here as the Prayojanam? Because Ananda alone is really the Purushartha, correct? Everybody wants Ananda. In fact, even Jnanam is not really a Purushartha. Or even though we say limitless and all that, even that people may not really get it. So you go to anybody and ask, do you want the limitless? They may not understand. They may say, no, I don't want limitless. But if you ask them, do you want to be happy? They say, yes, I want to be happy. So everybody wants to be happy. So happiness alone is the purushartha, and that itself here it is again given in two ways. Correct? Tarati shokam atmavite. Not only you want to be happy, but you want to be free from shoka, sorrow, dukkha, and all that. Correct? So it is not a happiness where that, see, everybody has some happiness or the other in life. Otherwise, nobody will even live. They will all leave, in fact. So happiness we all know, but is this like the happiness we already know, that which comes and goes? I am happy now, tomorrow I can be sad. No, this is not like that. This is your very nature. It is not something which is dependent on the state of your mind. It is not something which can come and go. So that is the understanding we are talking about. So it is presented in two different ways. One is you have crossed all sorrow. Crossing means really there is no sorrow at all. You think that there is a samsara sagara, there is an ocean, correct? But like Meera sings in Meera Bhajan, Sukh gai bhava sagar. The bhava sagara, the samsara sagara, you don't have to swim across it anymore. Why? Because there is no sagara to start with, in fact. That is the jnanam. That is the beauty, correct? It evaporates. It evaporates instantaneously when you know the truth. There is no sagara or anything. There is no real problem, in fact. That is the beauty here. So it is presented as crossing the sorrow, but also positively Brahma with Brahmaiva Bhavati. The one who knows becomes Brahman means what? Here Brahma is limitless. And limitless only or fullness, we have to say, Purna. Purnatvam only is the limitless here, fullness, completeness, and all that. So you know, you don't lack anything. You are not a lacking, wanting person anymore. So that way also it is presented. That is the Ananda Swarupa really. So both ways, the Prayojanam also is given here. I think we saw up to this already. So he quotes one Chandogya Upanishad, this Tarati Shokam Atmavite. It is from the 7th chapter of Chandogya, and this Brahma with Brahma Eva Bhavati is from Mundaka Upanishad. So after this, now what? I am Adhikari. Okay. So this Adhikari, this qualified student, okay, how should he know? Because one more important point the author wants to point out here, Upanishad Pramana, he said here. Now, if Upanishad is the Pramana, should I read Upanishad myself? That is the question, correct? It is only a text. I can go to a bookstore, there are hundreds of Upanishad books are there. So many people have written. Should I buy all those books and study by myself? That is the next question. So our Sadananda is very worried. In those days, maybe it is not very easy to go to a bookstore and buy books because it is very difficult to even write a book and maintain it, correct? They were maintaining everything on palm leaves. But today it is very easy. But even though it is easy, that is not the way to go about it. So how to go about gaining this knowledge? That's what he is now saying. So if you are interested in moksha, and if you have a certain idea that moksha means I have to know the reality about myself, means so the mumukshutvam has become jijnasa for you, then still how do you gain this knowledge? Means you have to go to a guru. So that's what he is pointing out here. And before that, he is giving some nice adjectives just to show how urgent the need for this knowledge is for the one who has recognized the problem. Okay. So this adhikari, janana maranadi samsara anala santapta. So what kind of person? This person is what? He is santapta. means he is burnt. Okay, he is in fire, as though he is sitting inside the fire. Okay, santaptaha. Anala means fire. In fact, anala itself is a very interesting word, correct? Alam in Sanskrit means enough. Okay, but fire is called anala. Why? Because human being, if you give food to a human being, after some time, any human being has to say enough, correct? In fact, that's why they say annadana is very great. Why? That is the only dana where the person says alam. I am satisfied. I cannot take any more. In all other dana, you give, they can ask more money. You give money, give me more money. You give land, give me more land. Like that, you can keep on asking more things. You give some gifts, they can say, you give me more gifts. But food means you can satisfy a person. So annadana is great because you say alam. But fire, you give food for the fire. What is food for fire? Fuel. It will never say alam. You give more fuel, it keeps on burning. Okay. That is why it is called anala, means the one who never says alam. Okay. And that anala, fire. So one who is burnt by fire. What kind of fire? Samsara anala. Samsara itself is like a fire. In fact, not everybody really feels it like that. Okay. Maybe they got used to the fire. Like they say that if you if you put a frog in some water, correct? If you put it in some boiling water straight away, it will jump out and escape. But they say that you put a frog and slowly start heating, then what? The heat is going up, 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 and it keeps staying there, trying to adjust. And when it becomes too hard, it will die, it seems. It doesn't know that it has to leave. Like that, samsari is also what? People are, they don't know anything more than these worldly pursuits, correct? Being in this world, going after worldly things, they don't know anything more than that, most of the people. And they lead a life and they are also gone, correct? Janana, Marana and all, you are subjected to life and death. Adi Padat, in between also we have to add all the Tad Bhava Vikara, we say, Asti, okay, Jayate, Viparinamate, Vardhate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyati, and all like that we say. So you have old age, disease, all those things also you can include. All that is part of samsara and it is like a fire. But some people feel that this is not what I really want. Because whatever I may accomplish in this world, all those accomplishments still do not make me a satisfied person. I am still the same dissatisfied individual. Because the problem is centered on I, that I am a limited person. How much ever you accumulate around you, you are still the same limited person with lot of things with you, correct? It doesn't change you fundamentally. So therefore, one who understands this feels a certain urgency, correct? It's as though you are in fire. You know that you can never be happy leading a regular life. You can not achieve lasting happiness, lasting satisfaction. So once you are clear about that, that is what we say Purushartha Nischaya. So for the one who has Purushartha Nischaya, it is like your head is on fire. That's what he says, this author very interestingly. He says, Deepta Shiraha Jala Rashimiva. So one whose head is on fire. Head means here, I think, let us say you have a lot of hair and that hair caught fire somehow. Or you are wearing a wig and the wig caught fire, whichever way it is. Now you want to put your head into the water, correct? You are desperately looking for some water, maybe some swimming pool. You want to just jump into that. You are not looking for some drops of water or anything, correct? When your head is on fire, you really want a lot of water, and you want it right now, correct? It's not that, okay, I will take care after my retirement. See, Vedanta means what most people think. Okay, Vedanta and all is for old people. Let me, even those who are in the 40s, they say, okay, another 10 years, 15 years I will work, and then I will study Vedanta. That means you are not Deepta Shiraha. Your head is not on fire yet. If your head is on fire, you are not thinking about retirement and all that. Immediately, you want to cool down, correct? That is the important thing. That is what is called, there has to be a burning desire for moksha. So if you have that desire for moksha, then you are desperate, correct? You are ready to do anything. In fact, many people think that such a person has done a lot of tyaga. Why I am telling you this is from my own experience. I am telling you this. We were in the US, myself and my friend Kalyan, and we met Swamiji. We wanted to study Vedanta, and we were like 24 years old or something at that time. And Swamiji did not accept us initially. He thought we were too young, or he thought it's a problem taking youngsters. I don't know what he really thought. But he did say that you are too young, you are earning a lot and all that. So he didn't want to disturb that. Or he wanted to test us whether we are really serious. So because even if the Guru says that, the one who is not ready to accept that alone has seriousness. So finally, we told Swamiji that if you are not ready to teach us, we will go somewhere else. Okay. And then he said, no, no, you come. Then we went. Then when we went to India also, he actually introduced to everybody. When we first went in the Gurukulam, we joined late. So already there were people. So he introduced, see, these two guys, they left everything in US and they have come to study Vedanta. So Swamiji himself introduced like that. Then people thought that, oh, these guys, they have done a lot of tyaga. They have given up nice job, everything, and they have come here. But we never thought like that. In fact, if we also thought that we have done tyaga, I think we would have been miserable in the Gurukulam. For us, that is not even not tyaga at all. In fact, if you are doing what you really want to do, how can it be tyaga? In fact, I am very selfish. I want to be happy, and this is the only way I see I can be happy. And when I am doing that, how can you even think that I have given up something and all that? That is crazy, correct? That's not right. So it is, that's what, if one's head is on fire and you are looking for water, then you cannot say, no, no, this person has given up everything else and now he is searching for water. He has done tyaga of everything else, means it doesn't make any sense, correct? So that is the mindset one should have when you want to study Vedanta. So you give up everything in the eyes of others, at least. But in your own vision, it is not like you have given up anything. In fact, you are really going for what you really want. Correct? That is the right attitude. And how do you then approach your Guru then? Upahara Panihi. Samit Panihi is the actual word used in the Upanishad. But I think even by the time of Sadananda, there not many people were carrying samit to the Guru. I think we did not carry any samit to the Guru. But the idea is what? You always go to meet your Guru with something, correct? Some flowers, some fruits, all that we buy. So we went with fruits and flowers, but not with samit. Samit means basically twigs and fuel, basically used for yajna. So in those days, the Guru himself was living in an ashrama where they were doing everyday yajna, yaga, etc. So you took something which is useful to the Guru, correct? Some presents, something which is useful to the Guru you are taking. That is the idea. So in fact, in our tradition, there is a saying, correct? Rikta panim na gachet. Empty handed, you should not go. Okay, where to three people, you should not go empty handed. Rajanam, to the Raja. Then another Daivatam, to the temple. And Gurum, Guru also, you have to always take something, means it's not that they require it. The Raja anyway owns the whole kingdom. Bhagavan has everything. Guru also is not really wanting anything from you. It is not because they want anything. It shows your attitude. Okay, the Upahara Pani is only an Upalakshana for your attitude, your Vinaya, your humility, your desire to learn. All that comes out in that. Okay, okay. So you have something in your hand, some presents, something useful. With that you go. What kind of a Guru? Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. So this comes in the Upanishad itself, correct? Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. This Shrotriya is a very important word. Even in Taittiriya Upanishad, Shrotriyasya cha akamahatascha. So Shrotriyascha akamahatascha, the one who is not destroyed by kama, means one who has gone beyond kama, likes and dislikes. Because the one who does not look upon oneself as a wanting, lacking being, only such a person, Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha, right? One who is happy being oneself, in oneself. That person is the Brahmanishta here. Now again, Upanishad could have only said Brahmanishta, but a Brahmanishta alone may not know how to teach. Brahmanishta is there, Jnani is there, you do Namaskara. But if that Jnani doesn't know how to teach, then it is a problem. Shrotriyam means what? One who has gone to a Guru, done Adhyanam himself or herself, studied the Shastra. Such a person can teach you. But Shrotriyam alone also is not enough. Why? Because the one who has studied the subject matter but does not have that self transformation, okay, due to that study, at important places there will not be force in their teaching, because the teaching has to come from one's own anubhava, we say, correct? That means your self transformation is there, and based on that one has to teach. Whatever the Guru, the vision of the Guru, that alone the Guru is conveying in words, which has to now give the insight to the Sishya. The words only has to do the magic. So you see yourself in the words of the Guru. So the words of the Guru is the mirror, which is showing your own reality to you. And for that to function as a mirror, it has to come from certain conviction. Otherwise, the words are, say, they will use third, instead of using first person, or they'll say Upanishad says that you are Brahman. Let us say something like that. Because if you have only scholarly knowledge, instead of the Guru saying you are Brahman, they add quotation. Okay. Chandogya Upanishad says Tattvamasi. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says Aham Brahmasmi, means it doesn't have the same force. So that's why Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam is very important. Your Guru should have had a Guru. Guru should have done Adhyanam of the Shastra. Guru should know the teaching methodology. Guru also should have transformed should have been transformed by the teaching, correct? And be committed to the vision. That is Brahmanishtam. Both are very, very important. So these Shrutis are there like this. There are other Shrutis also which talk about Guru, correct? Guru Eva, very important. You have to go to a Guru only is there. This also, while commenting on this Guru Eva, actually Shankaracharya's Bhashya, I have to mention this, I remembered now. The Guru Eva, Bhashyakara says, here only. What does he say? He says, Shastrajñopi, even though you are well versed in Shastra, Shastrajñopi Swatantriyena, independently by yourself, okay, Swatantriyena, Brahmanveshanam na kuryat. You should not here analyze or examine, Anveshanam means, correct, or go after this Brahmajnanam yourself. Even though you have done Veda Adhyanam, you think, and also you have done Shastra Adhyana, other Shastras are there, correct? You know Mimamsa, you know Nyaya, etc. But you should not study Vedanta by yourself. You have to go to a Guru. So Ityadi he says, so Acharyavan Purusho Veda is there. Okay, Acharyavan Purushaha Veda. That is there in Chandogya Upanishad. Then Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Gita is there, Bhagavad Gita. So like this, many statements are there. All of them are pointing out that the Guru's word alone is really pramana. But Guru's word is nothing but the Upanishad's words only. But it has to come through the Guru. And the Guru only knows how to teach the Upanishad to you. And hearing the words is very important. Ours is a Karna Parampara, correct? Oral tradition. Even the Veda Adhyanam we do, you cannot do from cassette and all that, or YouTube videos. You have to learn, even Vedic chanting, you have to learn from somebody. Or even our Shastriya Sangeeta, Carnatic music, you cannot learn just like that. You have to go to a Guru there also, because there are some Sukshma things are there. Shruti is there. We have quarter tones. Even though the Raga is delineated in 12 swaras, but there are Shrutis in between are there. And so how to sing a particular raga, what should be the Shruti, etc. It is not there in any notation or anything. It comes in a certain tradition. Oral tradition is there. So the sounds which you hear from the words of your Guru, that alone is a pramana really. So you have to go to a Guru. Why I am spending so much time here? Because nowadays people have some allergy with Gurus. Of course, some people may have had some bad experiences and all that. That is why it is very important that these two criteria are very important when you choose the Guru. You have to choose the Guru. Guru also has to choose you, correct, to teach. That is said in the next verse now. Okay, Sa Guruhu, that Guru now. So you have approached a Guru, Protriyam Brahmanishtam, with the right attitude and all that. You are ready to do seva. In fact, in the Upanishad only, Guru need not teach immediately, okay? Because Guru also has to know whether you are qualified or not. See, even my own Guru did not take me and teach me immediately. So they have to know you whether you are qualified or not. Even if you go to the Gurukulam, see, some people nowadays they come to the Gurukulam whether just like a holiday, correct? It's a retreat. So you are taking off, cooling yourself. It's a cool place. Now, okay, such people also we can entertain in the Gurukulam. We can have short term, some camp and all that, hoping that they develop some real Viveka, Vairagya and all that. But such people, you can't teach them. They are not really Shishyas. They did not come to learn the Shastra. They have come just because they want a break. Okay. Or some people are so affected. This Santaptaha also, we have to understand correctly. See, it is not that you are depressed or you had some tragedy in your life. That is all called Smashana Vairagya also, it is said. Somebody died, your near and dear one, then you go to the Smashana. Okay. And you set the fire on whatever, the funeral and all you attended. Okay, you went to the graveyard, funeral, and then at the time you think, what is all this life? Or somebody, some celebrity suddenly died, heart attack and all that. Nowadays, 2, 3 people, young people died of heart attack. Then you think, what is all this? Couple of days you are having Mashana Vairagya. Any day this life can go away. What am I doing now? But again, that doesn't last long. Okay, because it is not born out of any viveka. So, just because you are sorrowful or you have undergone some tragedy and all that, also some people may come to the Gurukulam, but they have also not come there due to real Viveka and Vairagya. Only the one who has come with proper Viveka Vairagya, for such person, the Guru is very happy to teach. Okay. Sa Guruhu, that Guru what? Parama Kripaya. So, why does the Guru teach? Does the Guru have anything, expect anything from the Shishya? No, it is only Kripa, Daya, Ahetuka Daya Sindhuhu, like that we say. The Guru, without, there is no reason or anything there. See, normally somebody does something for someone means we say that there has to be some motive for that, correct? Expectation, some expectation, something in return they are expecting and all that. But Guru is already Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha, one who is happy being oneself. But still, in fact, here also Bhashakara's Bhashya is very important. This is the next mantra in the Upanishad. Okay, after this is the Pariksha Lokan 1 to 12, then 1 to 13 in Mundaka Upanishad. So the Upanishad, what does it say? And even in Gita also, what does it say? So Parama Kripaya, due to Kripa or compassion only the Guru is teaching. Now no other motive or anything. It is motiveless really. And how does the Guru teach also? The author is saying here, Adhyaropa Apavada Nyayena, using Adhyaropa and Apavada, means deliberate superimposition and negation. So what is that? We'll see in more detail later, so I'm not explaining now. Okay. But the major methodology or the main methodology which we use to teach is called Adhyaropa Apavada. That we will remember. Okay. Using that only, Yenam Upadishati. So this Shishya who has approached the Guru as a Samit Pani or Upahara Pani, the Guru teaches. Now this is said in the Mundaka Upanishad also. What? Tasmai sa vidwan upasannaya samyak prashanta chittaya shamanvitaya yena aksharam purusham veda satyam provacha tam tattvataha brahma vidyam. So brahma vidyam tasmai provacha. So the one who has approached upasannaya, okay, the one who has, or it should be upasannaya, I think. I don't know whether the one who has come near the Guru, one who has approached the Guru, and one who is again qualified. Okay. So Prashanta Chittaya means one whose mind is already calm and all that. Shaman Vitaya means Bhashyakara here actually says that one who has Indriya Nigraha also. Because Prashanta Chittaya he is taking as Mano Nigraha. Okay, one whose mind is resolved without any conflicts. And Shaman Vitaya means one whose Indriyas also are under one's mastery. For such a person who has approached, Samyak also is there. He teaches him well. Samyak means what here? Again, Bhashyakara there he says, you teach properly according to whatever the Shastra has said. According to there is a, this is what we call Sampradaya. Okay, there is a Sampradaya, the way of teaching. Properly you have to teach as per the Sampradaya. And what does the Guru teach? Yena Aksharam Purusham Veda. Whatever he has learned about the Aksharam Purusha. Akshara Purusha means, why the Aksharam Purusham is said here? Because in the Mundaka Upanishad, it talks about Paravidya and Aparavidya. Under Aparavidya, everything is listed, in fact. Starting from Rig Veda, Yajurveda, all the 4 Vedas, it goes, a huge list it gives, in fact. You can go and refer. But Yaya Tad Aksharam Adhigamyate, by which this Brahman, which is indestructible, imperishable, indeclinable, limitless Brahman is known. Yaya Tad Aksharam Adhigamyate, that alone is Paravidya. So the Guru has known that, the truth about oneself as Brahman. So whatever the Guru learnt, Veda, that is Satyam again, correct? That is the truth. That is the one which is again unchanging reality, the invariable in each and every cognition. That alone is Satyam. Because Satyam according to us is what? Trikale api tishtati. And yadrupena ennishchitam bhavati tadrupena tanna vyabhicharati. Means if you have ascertained that it is like this, then it never changes from that. It can never be negated. Okay. Abadhitam. All that is Satyam. That which can never be negated, that which is always there in all periods of time. And once ascertained as this, it never changes. That is how we understand this Satyam. That definition only fits for Brahman and yourself, in fact, the conscious being. And that Satyam he teaches Provacha Tam Tatvataha. So, according to the whatever the reality is taught, this Brahma Vidya, the teacher will teach. Same thing is said, correct? Tadviddi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So the jnani, the tattvadarshi, upadekshanti, they will teach you. So here Bhashyakara says this is also a niyama for the Guru. Guru also will teach. What else the Guru has to do anyway? Guru need not teach also, because if there is a real problem, then you can teach. But the beauty here is the problem itself is not real, but you are all suffering. People are suffering. So you have to teach. It requires special compassion, I think, because when the problem itself is not real, still you are teaching and you are trying to provide a solution for that, so that people will come out of that. So that is only Parama Kripa. It is all only compassion. So the Guru also will teach. Guru teaches because Guru has nothing else to do anyway. Not because Guru is going to get anything in return or anything. So that must be very clear. So that is what. So you have to go to a Guru with the right attitude and learn. This Shruti also he quotes here. Now with this, I think here they are showing as though one chapter is over. That means they started with the Anubandha Chatushtaya and talked about all the 4 things in the Anubandha, correct? But now he talked about Adhyaropa Apavada, correct? So this author is very good, because any term which he is introducing, he has created an akanksha in your mind, correct? Expectation. What is this? And then he goes about explaining that. Each and every term he introduces, he gives proper explanation, quotation from the Shruti, etc. So here he introduced Adhyaropa Apavada Nyayena Yenam Upadishati. So he teaches using this adhyaropa and apavada as a technique. Now, what is that? So he goes about that now. Asarpa bhutayam rajjau sarpa aropavatu vastuni avastu aropaha adhyaropaha. So like this, the author is going to continue. I think this we can see next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.